Hello everyone, my name is Uthris, and welcome back to StarMade. It has been quite a while since we hopped into here. Some updates came out from adding some new blocks to block types, and then also they reworked the cargo storage and how that works. So you can't store like a whole bunch of stuff in one chest, you have to add like modules that actually fill up over time. A bunch of cool stuff. So the reason we're doing StarMade is, one, I miss it a little bit. Like, Space Engineers is good, but it can't do certain things, and it annoys me. So the rail system in StarMade, in my opinion, is just better than the piston and rotor system in Space Engineers. It's cleaner, it works much better, there's no ridiculous bugs that happen. My stuff isn't going to randomly explode. It's programmable, I mean, the whole 9 yards. You'll notice that we are not at the old outpost or anything like that. We don't have any of our ships, and that's simply because I'm going to do kind of more of a creative series on this one. Doing it in survival and mining everything felt a little bit like a chore. And so I'm going to start with a fleet of ships, and what we're going to be doing this episode is mainly doing a light fighter, as light as I can make it, because I need to establish scale and everything from going forward to make our ships and things of that nature. So we'll go ahead and name this light fighter. Actually, let's think of a cool name for it, an actual ship name. So just Light Fighter 1. How about the LF for Light Fighter? I know, I'm so original. LF-X1. Sure. Why not? So it'll drop down our ship core. I can hop in. Go straight into build mode here. Of course, turn on lighten mode so everything becomes visible. I am in creative mode, so I can just give myself any block in the game and unlimited amounts of them. And what I need to do is kind of establish, I think, a center line and everything. How long I want this ship to be, and how much power it needs to have. I have increased kind of the custom build mode menu to allow up to like a 50 by 50 box. So if I plop, you know, this down there, it'll, well, lag a whole lot. There we go. And you can see it put a nice chunk of power cores down. So let me actually get rid of this because I don't need it. So let's go ahead and just, I guess, see how long we want this thing to be. And I'm looking over here in the left side to look at its total length. So 7 meters, I think, is pretty good. I kind of wish I could move the ship core. I don't know if that's a feature still or not. I don't know why it said still, considering I've never known if it was a feature there. So I'm thinking, let's turn on mirror. Nope, at the right plane. There we go. That's much better. Some type of loose design. Now, I normally build something relatively, I guess you could say, standard for what we're going for. I don't know why I'm getting this little FPS lag. You might probably notice that. It could be bugging anyone here. Let's lower the core down, actually. 1 block. Just so I can fit some armor on this thing. See how much power we have. About 188,000 per second. That's not bad. Let's search up for some shield. So we need some regen blocks and some enhancers, of course. So let's do, I think we'll just do 3 there. That'll give us some shields. Now, it is a light fighter, and when I say light, I mean really, really light. So, we'll just have the most basic of shielding that we can get. Now, we just need to look for thrusters. It's much easier than going through all the cargo containers and all that stuff. So, let's come up with... Actually, no, we'll leave the core of the ship thruster free. We'll just make it wider. So we are 7 by 9 right now. We are much wider than our length. But I'm going to increase our length, I think, overall, using thrusters here. I think I'm going to connect them like this. And then from there, we're just going to hop back in from build mode. I am not moving hardly at all. Why is that? Are my controls messed up? Let's see, options, general controls, keyboard, joystick. Let's see, where's W forward? Yeah. I don't know why I'm moving. Like going up and down moves me very easily. Going left and right doesn't spin me in place. It's like something is wrong. Something is very, very wrong. How much thrust do we got? Yeah, no, we got plenty of thrust. I'm gonna try making a new ship and see if I can't at least move in it. No, I can. Why can that one not move? Alright, just to save time, I'm gonna figure it out and we'll be back. Okay, so I think I fixed it. I believe the ship still thought it was that 50 by 50 pack of power reactors for some reason. I don't know why it was thinking that. But essentially, we just have to plop this down again real quick. Let's go ahead and go back into creative mode, of course. There we go. And set our plane back in. And now, put our shields back, of course. Oop. Shield. Or, come on. There we go. So, shield capacity. And then recharge. Right? I think that's what we have. 500 some shields. It's not bad. And now we need our thrusters again. Nice thing about being able to shift click anything you need into your inventory. You know, this thing might be even too bulky at the current state. I can either do a single engine or do the winged kind of ideas again. And I'm talking like this is gonna be a very, very light fighter, as I said. So length 11 meters. I think that's plenty small enough in terms of length. Now the question is, how do I want the guns to work? And let's test speed. It's pretty good. It's fairly agile. It gets around. Now this is going to be something that you'd keep docked, of course. I can turn on light mode so you guys can see. So how about, let's see, cannon. Cannon computer there. Oh, wrong button. There we go. Taking a little bit to get used to the controls again. Can I get rid of the... I can't. Because I need to keep this solid so it'll actually work. Yeah, I can put a Canon computer here. Why not? Now at this point, let's see, those are kind of going to be with the wingtips, so I guess we can just count it out to that. No, that looks too weird. No idea how I want this to function. Let's get rid of some thrusters. Try and walk this down. Compact it a little bit. Let's see. Let's check our weapons on this. Catalog. Not catalog. Need shit. Your shit. Okay. There it is. Jeez. I don't know where anything is. Details. 30 damage a shot. That's not great. Let's look at some computers here and see what to combine it with. Shield drain. Salvage, no. Damage pulse. Jump inhibitor, scanner. It's very interesting. A lot of computers in here. Stop effect, punch through. EMP, explosion, piercing, ion. Are there new ones? There's some new ones here I've never seen before. Shield supply, shield drain, astrotech. Damage beam. Let's try damage beam. And this is a damage beam module, so we will dump that there. Put the damage beam attachment onto it. In which case, I believe we have to slave damage beam into that. So 33% damage beam details. Total damage projectile is 80. Shots 1, reload. Okay, so that went from 30 a shot to 80. Let's just test this. Oh boy, that's quite a single shot. That's not very good just because I don't know. I don't want to have to hit every time to do my damage, so let's do it this way. Just add another Canon computer on it. And I believe what that'll do is just increase our reload speed. It does. And look at our weapons. Now it's going to do less damage, I think, by 2. But I believe it increased our reload speed by like 33%. So, yeah, I'd much rather have the constant little poking kind of damage going on. Now, at this point, nothing to do but try and make it look pretty. And to do that, I will be going off camera. And then coming back once it's done. Alright, so after a little bit of a rework and adding some light armor here and there, this is a small fleet of the LF-X1, I guess, light fighter. And these are, you know, very light. They have to go in a squadron. By themselves, they can't do anything. You know, I would suggest 5 or so, and you might be able to kill an Isnath. Maybe. So you know, they're just anti-personnel or anti-fighter fighters to just skirmish out to protect medium-sized targets, not even the large targets. But carriers could carry a lot of these, and so, I mean, if you have like 100-some meter ship or something like that, these things are only, I don't know their exact length. Let me pop into one here. Bring up our menu again. So the length is 11 meters long and width 9 meters, height 3 meters. So you could stack these things in a cargo hold very easily in a carrier, and they would do very well transport and then just deploying a whole bunch of these at the same time if you had enough people, maybe even throw in an AI module if that suits your fancy. They have 2,350 hit points. They got 4,500 structure hit points, and so they can take a little bit of damage. They have about 959 total shielding, so they can take a shot or two before they start taking actual structure damage. Go ahead and zip around a little bit. Their acceleration is fairly okay. If I get rid of all the shielding, it would probably be better, but I wanted just a little bit, just to give us some wiggle room here. Of course, it fires just out of its main gun fairly regularly, and if I bring up our ship menu here, it does 42 damage with a reload of 357.1 milliseconds. So yeah, it does okay. If we go over to an asteroid, I can show you you know, it's just this nice little constant, little pokey amount of damage. I mean, to kill another kind of X1, no, I would have to shoot it a decent amount of times. But if you have a wing of these, I mean, keep in mind, if you have 5 of them on you, that's about 200 damage a second from these things, at least. So, you know, they're just a ship that you can spam rather cheaply and easily. About the design, though, I used some grates just to give off the feeling of areas where heat would be dissipating and things like that. Add a little bit of a wing kind of fairing on each wingtip just to give it a little bit more stability if atmospheric flight really mattered. The other side is completely barren, just to keep the thing light, and hopefully, you know, it's a little bit of a weak spot, which is fine. Anyways, I think that's going to do us for this episode of the first shipbuilding series. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys are happy to see some more StarMade. I'm pretty happy to be back into it, at least in creative mode, because building is what I enjoy doing. And if you have any suggestions on what you want to see next, you know, from light fighter to light bomber to a drone, something small, and as we establish our scale, we can just expand our fleet capabilities. So if you're new to the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a like, leave a comment down below, and I'll see you guys in the next episode.